oh my God, should we be eating aspartame? What is aspartame? Aspartame is an artificial sweetener. There are many different artificial sweeteners. Aspartame is probably the most popular one. It's sweet. It doesn't have a crazy aftertaste like some of the other ones do. Like saccharin, as an example, has kind of a bitter aftertaste. It's, I don't know, 300 or 400 times, maybe more than that, more sweet than sugar. And it's artificially made, has very low calories relative to sugar. And the argument is constantly, and this is a question that I get constantly online about eating these or drinking these sugar-free aspartame-filled drinks. And my answer is, and I think the evidence is clear, that yes, you should go ahead and drink those if you wish to. There's no downside to doing it. Now, before everybody starts screaming, I know we're going to be talking about studies that show that aspartame is going to give you cancer. If you go and read those studies, they're all mice studies. There's no human trials. They're all mice studies. And in the mouse studies, they literally are giving the mice like 44, the equivalent aspartame of 40 some Diet Cokes per day to a little mouse. Right now, who among us is going to drink 40 Diet Cokes a day in and day out for some extended period of time? I think the numbers reached to 400 or 500 doses, if you will, of aspartame in a very short amount of time that gave the mice cancer. So, and that's also in a mouse. On the flip side of that, though, we have studies that show that the use of these artificial sweeteners over sugar, people who replace one sugar with the other, aspartame or other artificial sweeteners, actually lose weight. And I get that. So I think that makes sense. I like Diet Coke myself. I like these new Zero Pops. I like the Root Beer Zero. I try not to go crazy on it, but I like it. Having said that, the problem that you have to be careful of, and what I think the real issue is if you start on a new lifestyle, say like my carnivore diet, you have to cut everything out. And that includes sugar, clearly. I also think that you should work to cut out things like coffee and things like artificially sweetened beverages or things that you might eat. Primarily because I think they're gateway drugs back to where you came from. So this is the downside to artificial sweeteners is, can it stop at artificial sweeteners? Coffee in the morning, as an example, where you have this habit of always drinking coffee in the morning. Well, Jerry, I'm just going to put cream in it. I'm not going to put sugar in it. But you're still doing that thing that was part of your day-to-day routine, part of that same setup and in the morning and the same end at the end of the night that you would do. And that habit is the thing in your brain that has to get changed. That's the discipline that you have to rewire, or you have to have the discipline to rewire so that you quit doing those things that are harming you. And I think those things like coffee and like sugar or artificially sweetened drinks and things of that nature are going to be your downfall and can easily lead you back to the behaviors that got you in the shape that you are and got you to the point where you need to lose the weight that you do and has caused so many of the diseases and the aches and pains that we have. So I think that it's okay to drink them, particularly if, in my case, I was 303 pounds. I didn't touch anything until I told myself till I got to 235 pounds. I got to 216 pounds. At that point, I started to put back in some sweeteners and things of that nature, artificial sweeteners, as I wanted to, but I could control it. I understood what my body was doing. The disciplines were already there. I don't eat sugar. I crave no sugar whatsoever. I would never touch sugar. I have no interest in anything that is sugar related, particularly sweets. I would not do that. So I don't have that issue. And so when I drink a sweetener, an artificial sweetened drink, it doesn't bother me that much. And I'm able to control it the next day. If I don't want to have one, I simply just don't have one. So, but that's after I've obtained my goals. That's after I've gotten where I needed to be. And after I've slayed that monster that you have in your head, that monster that's telling you that you need to eat this quick, energetic garbage that we have all been raised on. And until you've beaten that dragon up and taken it down and buried it, it's going to continue to raise its ugly head and set you back. So that's why I think that sugar, sweeteners, artificial sweeteners need to be cut out. Opportunities are everywhere. You got to go get them. Go for a walk.